Joining us right now, Gayle Fallon, President of the Houston Federation of Teachers, and State Rep Ron Eisler, Chairman of the Public Education Committee. Gayle, Rob, welcome to Houston's Morning News. Great to have you with us.
Nice to be here. Good to be here.
Gayle, let me start with you. Ladies first. Arne Duncan, Secretary of Education, says that our education system here in Texas stinks because of Governor Perry. Lack of funding. We're not graduating enough seniors. As president of the Houston Federation of Teachers, you agree or disagree with his assessment of our education here?
I'd say as president of the Teachers Union, I think he just insulted over 300,000 teachers in the state of Texas and every student.
And so...
I mean, that's not to say we don't have problems.
Right.
Every school system has problems. But maybe people ought to start looking at what Chicago looked like when Arne Duncan was up there and about to be fired.
Let me ask Rob Eisler the same question. Rob, you agree or disagree with Mr. Duncan?
I fully agree with Gayle.
Scary, isn't it, Rob?
Well, we don't disagree.
Yeah, how does that happen when a union president and a state rep actually agree with each other? Could this be the very first time this has taken place? We got to make sure we get no.
No, it's not.
No,
it's not. In fact,
back room though.
Exactly. But Gayle's right, and the interesting thing is, there was I guess a survey done in 2008 on NAEP scores comparing the states, and in raw data, and I think it was NAEP scores 4th and 8th grade math and reading, maybe, it was quality counts. Okay, raw data had Massachusetts number 1, Texas as like number 29. But if you compared it to, corrected for demographics,
right,
and that was family income, parental employment, language ability.
Yeah,
Texas, if you correct that, Texas is number 1.
And there's got to be ways to improve this, and I think that we can. And if you guys would hang on here, I want to come back and get your thoughts on what we can do to move this forward. So hang on and think about that, and I'll get your thoughts coming up in a second.
Now, back to Matt and your morning news.
KTRH News Time is 7:53, and joining us, Gayle Fallon, President of the Houston Federation of Teachers, State Rep Ron Eisler, Chairman of the Public Education Committee. And if you just joined us, a little kumbaya moment here. They both agree that Arne Duncan is full of crap, and I think that's great. So let's talk a little bit quickly, Gayle. How do we fix it, in your opinion? How do we fix the funding? Do we raise property taxes?
I think we do it in a combination of ways. And this is where Rob and I will probably disagree. I think we do have to increase the taxes on business, particularly the tax that was supposed to replace a good bit of the property tax. But along the same lines, I think we do need to raise the property tax.
Rob, your thoughts on that? A lot of people are not going to like to hear that.
No, I think we have plenty of money in education, in public education. In fact, it's in education in this last budget, it broke the 60% mark of the share of our budget. It's not how much you spend; it's how well you spend it.
And in your opinion, Rob, it is not being spent as well as it could be.
No, the interesting part is I just finished a book called Moneyball, which takes a look at baseball in the same vein in terms of what you get for your money. I agree with Gayle that it should probably be focused more on teachers. And if you look at our spending over the last 4 years in inflation and enrollment growth, we've spent about $5 billion last year alone above that mark.
Rob?
So
No, go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
What I was going to say is the willingness to spend the money on education has been there forever. In fact, up until this last session, the American economy has dipped 11 times since 1929, and funding to schools has only gone down 3 times.
Well, listen, I appreciate both of you guys being here with me today, and we're obviously not going to solve the problem here this morning, but it's nice to see that both of you are at least on the same page in many areas. So thank you so much. Gayle Fallon, President of the Houston Federation of Teachers, and Rob Eisler, Chairman of the Public Education Committee. Appreciate you joining us here this morning.